Hello, in today's video we're going to be focusing on some more handling of data, and today our focus is going to be on range calculations. What do we mean when we say range? In maths, a range is the difference between the highest and lowest values in a set of numbers. Calculating this should be fairly straightforward, as like other averages, you may want to organise your numbers into order, and then you can identify which one is the highest and which one is the lowest. So let's have a look at an example. On my board, I have an array of values that I need to calculate the range of. My first job really should be to put these in order so that I can identify all the values that are there. So I'm going to start with the lowest one, which is 12. Move on to 17. 19, 21, 25 and 33. Now, to calculate the range of these numbers, what I need to do is take the largest number, so in this case that would be 33, and then I need to take away the smallest value, which is 12. Because this is quite a low figure to calculate, I would do this mentally. If I was really uncertain, I could always whack a column method over here, so I could do 33 take away 12. Like I say, for me, I could do this mentally by going take off the 10, which takes me to 23, and then take off the 2, which takes me to 21, which means my range calculation is a value of 21. Now, what does that tell us about our data? If we were analysing this data, we could say that actually there was quite a range of variety in the values that are there. Now, depending on what data this has been gathered from, this could be a good thing or a bad thing, and it depends on what data we're looking at as to whether that is the case. Let's have a look at how this could be used in a real life scenario. So if we were to tackle a question that brought in real life values, we could be presented with a table like this that has an overview of cakes produced in two site factories with a running total of each day, and the question would be phrased something along the lines of which site was more consistent in the number of cakes they produced each day. So if we're talking about consistency, what we want to see is not a massive value in that range, because if you've got a massive value between your lowest figure and your highest figure, then that suggests quite a large amount of disparity between what you're producing. So how are we going to sort this out? Again, it's a case of identifying your highest and your lowest number. So let's do the range of site A. On site A, I can see that the highest value is, I thought it was 55, it's actually 58 over here, so I'm going to circle that one. And the lowest value is 23. Now, to me, I'm already in my head going, oh, that's quite a big disparity. I wonder what happens on Wednesday. Did one of the machines break, perhaps? On site B, I think there's a bit more consistency here. So looking at the highest value, we've got 39 occurring twice. That's absolutely fine. So 39 is our highest value, and our lowest value is 35. So what do I need to do? Let's get the range for site A sorted first. So I'm just going to write A for that. And that is going to be a case of 58 subtract 23. Again, I would probably aim to do this mentally. If I wasn't sure, what I could do is just quickly do a column subtraction. So 8 take away 3 is 5, 5 take away 2, 3. So we've got a range on site A of 35. On site B, I think I already know which one is more consistent. We've got 39 take away 35. Again, I could do a column if I wasn't sure, but mentally I can do that because I know what 9 take away 5 is. So it's got a range of 4. So looking at those two figures, which site is more consistent? Well, with bells on, it's got to be site B, hasn't it? Because if there's only a difference between the days of 4, that shows that factory is working quite well and it's only dropping a few perhaps. Whereas on site A, as we can see, there was a humongous problem on Wednesday, which led to quite a large disparity in the range. And that is how using the range can help us to identify data when there is quite a big difference like this. If we were running a mean average on these sites, that drop to 23 would create quite a massive difference in the averages. And what we would then perhaps want to say is, well, is that a reflection actually of those two sites, or has that dip in our data caused problems? Okay, so now it's your turn. I'm going to put something on the screen and we're going to press pause and you're going to have a go. So here is your table to have a go at. Same idea, it's two sites, they've been making cakes, and I need you to tell me which site was more consistent. Don't be thrown by the fact that site A is making a smaller amount and site B is making a larger amount. What I want to know is who is more consistent. Time to pause the video and have a go. So I hope you found that straightforward enough to do. If you followed the same technique as we did with the other question, it's a case of identifying your largest value, which on site A was 31, lowest one 23. On site B, our highest one was 62 and our lowest one was 57. So to work out the range for A, what we're going to do is highest value, subtract lowest value. Again, you might be able to do that mentally. If you can't, you can always rely on column subtraction. If you're working with sums at this level, it's unlikely you'll be on a calculator paper. So calculator will probably not be an option. So I've taken that one from there to make 11 take away 3, which is 8. 2 subtract 2, which is 0. So we end up with a range of 8 for A. If we now go to site B, similar, but the numbers are a little bit higher. 62 take away 57. Now I have some learners who in this situation would go to the lowest number, i.e. 57, and would then draw a number line and would bounce up that number line until they got to 62. So they go 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. They would then count how many jumps they'd made, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to get a difference of 5. That's a totally acceptable method as well. I tend to go for the solid one of column subtraction, to be honest, because it's just everyone has their preferences and this is my preference. So I can do this quickly. Obviously 2 I can't take 7 away from 2, so take one of the 10s, bring it over. 12 take away 7 is 5. 5 subtract 5 is 0, so we then end up with a difference of 5. So that is exactly the same as we had over here. So which one was more consistent? Based on those numbers, I would say site B, because they only had a range of 5. It's a lower range. Site A had a range of 8, which is higher, which shows that difference between the two is higher. I hope you found this video helpful. If you need any more practice on this, please contact your tutor, who will be happy to help you.